Hi everyone. It's a new year, and that's all fine and dandy and stuff. And listen, I know the title is, we clickbaited you. We got you. We clickbaited you with the title. We're not actually quitting. We're not. We're gonna continue going forward. Hyperbomb is still going to exist. We promised that, and we're not going away. At least not for any time soon. I promise you, we're not going away. But over the past few months, Webb, the personal editor of this channel, I've come to a realization about what I want to do with my editing skills going forward. And they're not on Hyperbomb, unfortunately. So the general gist of why I made this video is to let you all know that there are going to be a lot of changes on Hyperbomb going forward. And that mainly stems from me wanting to edit other things. This year, I promised myself I would start working on personal projects and making videos on my own channel, which I'm planning on actually doing stuff on this year. But in order to do that, I need to start actually taking time away from editing on Hyperbomb because here's the thing. I have a busy schedule. We all have busy schedules, first of all. But I'm mainly doing this because I don't just want to make gaming videos or gaming highlight videos. I want to make personal projects. I want to talk about things that interest me. I want to make video essays and I want to make like stories and things. I have things to say and I want to make a whole channel for myself and make videos about things I'm passionate about. And while I did enjoy editing on Hyperbomb videos, it was fun and I did really enjoy making things with my friends. My passions in editing are just not here. They're somewhere else and I want to explore that. I'm sorry to anyone who subscribed to this channel and is disappointed to hear that, but that's just the way it is. I want to focus my editing passions somewhere else, and I feel like just working on gaming videos is sort of stifling my passion for this hobby of mine. We're not going away, as I've already mentioned. We're probably gonna shift this channel more to a streaming thing, where we're gonna stream the games and whatnot. We all have games that we actually want to play on stream and whatnot, and we're not gonna follow any set schedules for this. It's gonna be whenever we're all available or whenever like we're sort of available and whatnot. When people may drop in and out, it's a whole process. We'll figure it out as we go, but it'll be much less time consuming, much less taxing on each of us. It'll give me a chance to personally do more projects I'm passionate about and want to do more, and generally it'll just be more manageable to do in the hellscape of an algorithm that is the YouTube system. Okay, let me just talk about this for a sec. So one of the major reasons why I'm choosing to switch over to editing on my own channel instead of editing on Hyperbomb is because I'm sort of losing motivation to do this. For a few reasons. I should probably go into it. Back when this channel started in March of last year, I wanted to, put a lot of effort into it. I wanted to actually make things I was happy with. So I wanted to, spend more hours and hours and hours of my time. It was basically a lot of my free time just working into these videos, these gaming videos. And after a few weeks, it just became exhausting to do them over and over again every single week. It even got to a point where for the second Smash video, I was almost about to completely murder my sleep schedule on a day right before an important exam just to get a video out on time because I thought I needed to apply to some strict schedule given what YouTube has conditioned me to do. If you're on YouTube or if you're just starting on YouTube, please don't try and follow a schedule, or at least a strict schedule, like once a week. If that's not manageable for you, then don't do it. It utterly murdered my motivation to make these videos early on. And it wasn't until I reevaluated my schedule that I got a better grasp on handling my time and my energy into making this stuff. So it was going fine, and then over the summer, I made some consistent strides. I made some good strides. We were growing consistently. I was having fun making these videos. And then fall happened, and a few more things happened that kind of killed my motivation to make these videos, which is why you may have noticed in fall, there was a lot less uploading than there was earlier in the year. One of the reasons was I got addicted to One Piece. That's entirely my fault. I will 100% take the blame for that. But that's not the only reason. I promise. I promise. I wasn't just being lazy. Part of the reason was also classes were getting a big toll on me, and I was sort of struggling to find my place and figure out where I wanted to go after these classes were over, which is, when you're dealing with classes, you're dealing with an identity crisis. You're also dealing with this gaming channel. The gaming channel becomes kind of a backseat in terms of priorities. So I did them when I could, but at some point, it just sort of felt like I was forcing myself to make these videos, which is never a mindset I wanted to be in when doing this stuff. And that's why uploads ended up being slower, and I kept making promises and community posts, which never ended up being true. And I apologize for all of that. If I was kind of keeping you guys in the drought, then that's my fault. Honestly, I should have been more clear about where my headspace was at the time, so I wasn't keeping people in the dark, just complete radio silence. That's my fault. I don't want to do that. And the final reason that I get to talk about is the Grimace video. The 7-second shitpost that I made in 10 minutes that ended up being the most popular thing we ever made. I don't want to blame anyone for this, because it's just a simple video that people liked, and that's something, that's whatever. It feels so utterly demoralizing to spend hours upon hours upon hours working hard and trying your best to figure out an editing software and trying to learn new things in that software and timing things correctly to the frame you want them to be, and mixing things correctly and editing things correctly so they're exactly the way you envision them, or at least the way you want them to be, and learning new things on the fly, spending hours and hours and hours doing that, and making, not only that, but making thumbnails for a few hours, trying to make sure that it doesn't violate any of YouTube's rules before posting them, and then scheduling them to be uploaded. It feels painful to do all of that, and then in 10 minutes, I make a 7-second shitpost that took no effort, and it ended up becoming the most popular thing we ever made by a landslide. Yeah, Grimace kind of broke me. After that video came out, and every other video just kept falling slower and slower into just this rut that I was putting myself in, I ended up locking myself in this mindset of, okay, what's the point of even spending so many hours and hours and hours making these videos when it's not even going to be nearly as watched or as viewed as this one video I made in 10 minutes. That murdered my motivation completely to just continue making these videos. I tried my best to keep going just for the sake of like making promises and whatnot, but yeah, it ended up just becoming more exhausting. It felt like I was forcing myself to make these videos just for the sake of making them, which is never a mindset I ever wanted to be in when starting this channel. And I hated it. I didn't want to just force myself to do this stuff. So that, combined with my passions moving elsewhere and me gaining tons and tons of new ideas for videos I want to make, it ultimately led me to come to the decision that I didn't want to make these videos anymore. I didn't want to spend so many hours on something I honestly wasn't that passionate about to begin with. And while I did enjoy it, it's not something I want to continue to do for years and years of my life. I'm realizing now that I want to actually say something when I make videos. I want to actually put in more effort into something that I can be proud of. And I can be proud of these gaming videos, sure. And I am proud of them, but they're not where I want to be in life, if that makes sense. They're not the kind of videos I want to make. So yeah, that's basically all we wanted to say. We're not quitting, at least not anytime soon. Please don't let that age poorly. We're just moving our priorities to streaming and stuff. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. I'm sorry I made promises to you guys and subsequently kind of broke them, but hey, I'm a human. I'm just learning how this YouTube stuff works. It's whatever. But from the bottom of my heart, I do thank all of you who has stuck around and actually gave a shit about what we had to say. Like, whenever I saw comments on the Rivals of Aether video, like complimenting the editing and saying that this channel was underrated and stuff, it felt good. It felt nice to actually have some kind of gratification for the work that I put in. It actually felt rewarding to make things that people enjoy. And yeah, I will always cherish people who saw the videos that got us to this point in the first place. Even the Grimace video. We appreciate you guys actually giving a shit about this for the months and months that we did this. And we hope that you'll actually stick around to see where we go. I don't want this to be my channel necessarily, because let me just give you a little behind the scenes action. This has basically been my channel since the beginning. I would not have done it without any of these guys. I would not have made this channel to begin with if it wasn't for these three. But this is basically my channel. I was the one capturing the gameplay. I was the one editing everything. I was the one who made all the thumbnails for the video. I did like all of the branding and the theming and stuff. So I did like the about section, the descriptions, all of the shorts we used to do were clips and whatnot, with the exception of one short, which was Chris's cat. I made the banner. I made the logo for this channel. I even made our mascot, Bobo. Yeah, the lore is that, the little bomb, his name is Bobo, though Chris likes to call him Bobby. So yeah, this was basically 99% my channel, and I don't want it to be that. I want this to be our channel, and the less involved I am in the process of doing this, the better. Honestly. I want this to be our endeavor. This is our collaborative project. I don't want this to just be my show with my friends, because that kind of undermines their importance in this whole thing. This wouldn't exist without them, and I wanted to make this channel because I just wanted to hang out with these guys. So yeah, that's just where we're at going forward. Thank you for watching. We're not going away, at least not yet. We're just doing other things. So I hope you'll stick around for that. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.